Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a yearly roundup favorites video of makeup and skincare that I've been using mostly all year round. Some of them I just started using in summertime. Some of them I've been using only maybe like a couple months ago, but I still really enjoy them to the point where I'm like, wow, this is a favorite item. I have to include it in this video. So it's gonna be makeup and skincare. So let's just get started. So I think I'm going to go in order of like how I do my makeup to start this. I'm going to try to include some brushes too, or the brushes that I typically use when I do my makeup. So the first thing I do is I prime my eyes. I've been using this. I think I've been using this for over a year now actually, and I'm surprised I haven't run out of it. It's the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base, and it has a little applicator like this, and it's white. The white goes away. It's just kind of lighter on your skin, but once you blend it out you don't see it. It is a little bit brightening, I'd say. I don't know if it's supposed to be brightening and that's why it's white, but it is brightening on my eyelids, which is kind of why I like it, because I feel like it kind of boosts the way your eyeshadow looks, if that makes sense. But I really like this. I think it's like somewhere around $22. And how I apply it, I'll just put it on a little bit on my eyelids, and then I use the Luxie 250 large eye blending brush because it has like a really good texture. The texture of this brush is really good to kind of like smear out the product, not smear it out, blend out the product. So that's why I like using this and this brush. This I received in BoxyCharm. This I paid for over a year ago on my own, and that's my favorite thing to prime my eyes with. I know a lot of people who use concealer, I'm sure you can do that, but I like using an eyeshadow primer. That's just my personal preference. For brows, I really only use one thing as well, and it is the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I'm wearing it right now. I'm in the shade 4, which is, I like how it has two ends, one little spoolie and one little part that slides up, and has a little angle to it. I also really liked using the e.l.f., I think it's just e.l.f. eyebrow pencil, simple like name like that. I don't have it anymore because I ran out of it, because I used it like every day, and I was in the shade neutral brown, I think, in that shade, and it was like $4 or something like that. So once this runs out, I probably will grab that for like a backup. And the only difference is I feel like the e.l.f. brow pencil, if you don't want to spend the price of Benefit, it's like $24 ish I think for this, is that it doesn't have like a little angle to this. The e.l.f. brow pencil, which I wish I still had to show you guys, it's just like one stick with the spoolie on the other side, but I do recommend that as well. And I've been loving both of those. I ran out of the e.l.f. one I think in like summertime, and then I started using this one before summertime. I was like alternating between the two of them, even though they really just do the same thing. This one melts into the skin, like into your eyebrows a little bit more, but they both do a really great job, and I like them both. I have a ton of primers. Some of them are like little samples that I kind of just like when you check out at Sephora, and you can select a little sample just to see if I would like another primer that's different, but I always end up using the same primers. The hydrating primer I use is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. This is of course the sample one. This has been around, what's our hair? This has been around for a long time. It's nothing new, but I really like it because it really hydrates my skin, of course, which is what its job is to do. I have very dry skin in the winter, but I really like mostly putting this on my forehead and my chin, because that's the area where I feel like I'm the most dry, and like a little bit around my nose. So I absolutely love this primer. I will always repurchase it, and even the little guy I feel like goes a long way. And then I like using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer because I have larger pores around my cheeks, and I like putting it on my nose where you can see my blackheads, and my pores are larger there as well. And as you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. I really like this primer as soon as this came out, and everyone was saying, not everyone, but I feel like majority of people were saying that it's a dupe for the Tatcha Skin Primer, whatever that Tatcha primer is that broke like the internet. I had to get this because it was only $8, and I didn't want to pay, I think that like a small portion or the trial size of the Tatcha was like, I don't know, it was really expensive. So I grabbed this, and I use these two together every single time I do my makeup. I highly recommend, even if you have dry skin like me, this doesn't dry me out. It just makes my skin looks smooth and doesn't feel silicone-y. It's a really, really, really good purchase. Only $8. The small one was like around like $17, but I still really love it. The foundation, I just repurchased this. It's my favorite drugstore foundation. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. If you follow me on Instagram, I said this is my summer shade. I meant to say like my winter shade, early summer before I really get deep tan. It's in the shade 206 Buff Beige. It just gives you such a nice, I want to say glow to your skin, but it just, your skin looks dewy, it looks healthy, it looks radiant. It's really, really, really beautiful. And it's like $12 at CVS. I'm sure you can get it cheaper at like Target and like Walgreens and all those places. And I think at Ulta it's like $8.99 or something like that, but really good at the drugstore. And as for high ends, this is what I'm wearing right now. It's a little too dark for me at the moment because I just started losing my tan. Even though it's December, my tan stays for a long time. But this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. When this came out, I was not sure about it because I have a rough time with foundations, I really do. But then I went in store and I felt how it felt. I just did the little wrist swatch and blended it right here. I let it sit and it just felt really good on my skin. So I'm in the shade, well, I need to be lighter right now, but this is 240N. This is what I'm wearing right now. If I use more concealer and more setting powder, I can definitely make it work all year round, minus summer when I'm more tan. But this is such a nice foundation. I like that it has a pump on it. I love pumps. I don't like squeezy tubes. Like this is a squeezy tube, so, but that's fine. But I absolutely love, love, love this foundation. It just feels good on the skin. You definitely need to set it, but it does make your skin look dewy and healthy, and it's what I'm wearing right now, and I absolutely love it. And another skin product, well, foundation, technically not a foundation, it's a tinted moisturizer. It's the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. I'm in the shade Light 8N because I have a neutral undertone to my skin. I absolutely love, love, love this. I use it every single time I do my makeup for work because at work I don't like to have like a heavy foundation on my skin. So I've been loving this. I use it with the little sponge that's on their website. This is how it looks when it's not wet. It feels like a beauty blender, but it looks like the Real Techniques sponge, but I absolutely love it. It's just so soft. But I really like how this works on your skin. It is very, 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 very dewy, so you definitely need to set this. I just set my skin a little bit with it though because I like how my skin looks with it. But I absolutely love this. I didn't really find it that hard to find my shade. I thought I would, but their website lists a couple of different brands, so that's what I based it off of, and can't go wrong with this. I started using this in November, and I've been using it every single day that I have work, which is 4 days a week. So this is a keeper. This is concealer. So what I have on right now and what I've been loving since, I think I purchased this in September-ish, September, October, I'm gonna say October, is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I'm in the shade Light Beige, which looks like this. It looks closer to my actual skin tone, or a little bit darker when it's in the tube, but when I put it on, it's actually the perfect match for my skin tone. Absolutely love it. It blends like a dream. It's full coverage, which is what I like, and it's perfect. I'm thinking about getting one of their deeper shades to cream contour with, but I actually really like this. I didn't like the foundation. I remember trying out the foundation last year and I hated it. I really didn't like it, but I absolutely love the concealer. So I recommend this even if you have oily skin. I don't think this would give you a problem because it's not like dewy or creamy to the point where I think it's going to bring out your oils and make you too oily. I think it's still going to be fine for you. And two other ones that I've been enjoying, well, I haven't used this one in a while, but I used to use this concealer all the time. As you can see, it's kind of separating now. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the shade Light 15. So this is a really good one from the almost a dollar store, drugstore. Looks like that. It's nothing new, but just thought it was worth mentioning. I really like that. And I use this, I don't use this one that much, but when I feel like I need something a little bit heavier or my under eyes are like really baggy, I use the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer in the shade Light Neutral. This is just like, I think this is just the mini size of it. I used the Sephora rewards for it. And I really like this one. The only difference is this one dries a little bit faster, so I have to really work it in better. But it is more full coverage, so if you're someone who needs heavy full coverage under eye concealer, then I would try this one. I don't really like to use it any other places on my face. Like I don't use it on my forehead or my chin, or I don't use it on my nose if I want to put concealer on my nose, literally just on my under eyes. But my go-to one has been the Too Faced Born This Way. But if I'm doing like all drugstore makeup, or if I'm just running out real fast, then I'll use the Maybelline concealer. I forgot to mention earlier, when I use this, if you have this or you're thinking about purchasing it, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer, I don't use concealer with it. It's literally just my exact skin tone. I don't bake. I literally just set my under eye or any parts of my skin where I feel like my hair might touch, or if I'm gonna eat like around my mouth. I don't go crazy though with setting it, and I don't go crazy. I don't bake, and I don't use concealer because I feel like this doesn't even need concealer. I know it launched with concealer, but oh no, this launched and then the concealer launched, or the concealer launched and then this launched. But there's like, you know, the Pretty Fresh collection. I don't use concealer at all with this because it's my exact skin tone especially, so I don't feel the need to like brighten certain areas of my skin. I just set it with setting powder. But speaking of setting powder, the setting powder that I've been using, I used the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. I purchased this in February or March, maybe even April the latest. And I'm about halfway out of it now. If you have dry skin like me, this will be fine with you. I don't use this to like set all over my face. I just use this to bake like my jawline, my smile lines, and underneath my eyes. And it really won't give me a problem, especially combining it with the Born This Way concealer, because it just works. I feel like these two combined, almost said paired and combined together. Get it together at a final this morning, so I'm just done. But these two paired together I feel like work really nicely. So this is really good for baking and setting. And then I love using it. This came in June's BoxyCharm. This is the Becca Hydra Mist setting powder, and this is translucent as well. And I really like it because you can't really bake with it. I feel like when you put it on, it just dissolves right into the skin, like it sets right into the skin. So I like using this to set my face. So when I use the Pretty Fresh, I can't talk. Don't expect me to talk when I'm making YouTube videos. Pretty Fresh tinted moisturizer, I use this with it because it just melts right into the skin, and that's why I like it. And it feels like you're putting water onto your skin. It's really interesting. So these are the two setting powders that I use, and I will only use. I used to use the Maybelline Fit Me setting powder, and I don't really use that anymore. I'm gonna have to give that away to somebody. But these two are the best, and even if you have oily skin, I think these two will be perfectly fine for you. I really think these are both made for all skin types. So for bronzer, I actually got a cream bronzer, which it's really dirty right now. So if I'm like looking at it gross, that's why. I got the small size of the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer. I don't even want to open it back up because it's literally a mess, like as you can see on the bottom. I don't like how messy it is, but I do absolutely love this bronzer. I always was really nervous to use a cream bronzer because I just like the idea of using like a matte bronzer and then it's already set in your skin. You don't have to do that much work. But this is really nice. It's technically a matte bronzer. It's like a cream to matte formula or something like that. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything on the bottom, but it's a really good cream bronzer, and I like that it's small. I don't put it on my skin directly. You could with the smaller size, but what I do is I take this little Real Technique sponge and I put it on the sponge itself, and then I do the whole, you know, pucker face, and then I drag it, any excess I put on my forehead and then back down here, and it just blends like a dream, and it's a perfect shade for me. I might even be able to get away with this in the summertime when I'm super duper tan, but if you're looking for a cream bronzer, cream contour, I would highly recommend this, especially because they have the shade Baked in the smaller size. And next color they have, the deeper color. I don't remember the name of it. They don't have in the trial size, but if you're looking for this, they have it, and it was like $12 or $14. But I'm really impressed. I've been loving this. I got this October-ish, and I've been using it every single time I do my makeup. And another bronzer that I've been loving, again, it's nothing new. It's the Butter Bronzer Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Sunkissed Bronze. First of all, I love how this smells. Like when I open my makeup drawers behind me over there and I smell it, I'm just like, all right, I'm using you today. It just smells so freaking heavenly. And what I do is I contour with this and then I go over it instead of like having to fully set that, because even though it is matte, it is a little bit tacky still. I just lightly go over it with if I can find a brush. I just lightly go over it. So I'll tap into this, and instead of like dusting it like this and really doing all those crazy motions, I basically just tap it and press it into my skin and then lightly drag it, and it's perfect because it'll help set this and adds a little bit more of a glow to my skin. So these two combined are the best. That's the two bronzers I've been using the most these past couple months. I have some other bronzers, but these two take the cake for me. I'm just gonna like speed through this part because I have so many eyeshadow palettes that I've been loving, and now looking down at them, I'm like, I have too many to mention. So basically I'm just gonna start with this one. This one I'm gonna go in a little bit more in depth with, but it's the Too Faced Natural Lust palette. I have it in my eyes today. I really love it. The only thing I'm not super crazy about are the shimmery shades in here. They don't perform as well as I would hoped, but I absolutely love this palette. This is my go-to palette for work, or if I'm just wanting to do my makeup and I don't want anything crazy on my eyes. But there are deeper shades in here, so you can deepen your eye look and go from a daytime look to a nighttime look with these shades over here particularly. So although it is pricier, it's about $60 I think for this palette, 50 or 60, you do get a crap ton of shades in here, and this could be like your one and done palette. So this is my favorite, and I'm wearing it right now on my eyes. I don't know if you can see the eyeshadow that much, so I brought you closer on my phone that I film with. Another favorite of mine is the BH Cosmetics Hang in Hawaii palette. Every shade in here is absolutely stunning. I hate putting the little plastic thingamabobs back in there. The Tartelette in Bloom palette, another beautiful palette. As you can see, I used the crap out of this. I mostly like to use this for making a smoky look, and it's just so easy to blend with this palette. Also love the Dose of Colors Friendication palette. I got it when it was on sale, and it was 100% worth it because Dose of Colors palettes, their eyeshadows, they just blend on their own. Doesn't take a lot of work to blend. And then I also love the ABH. I mean, this is nothing new. I bought this. This is my first actual high-end shadow palette that I bought, but I fell back in love with the Sultry palette because I was going through a phase of buying so many eyeshadow palettes that I kind of just like, oh yeah, I have this one over here. Love this. I've been reaching for this more often. And then when I want something a little bit more simple as well, but something with more browns and neutrals in it, I reach back for my ColourPop Double Entendre. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. But this ColourPop eyeshadow palette right here, it speaks to me. Every time I open the drawer, I'm like, what ColourPop eyeshadow palette do I want to use today? This is it because, I don't know, I guess I'm boring and I love the neutrals way too much, and the browns and everything. But these are pretty much my go-to eyeshadow palettes. Wraps on mascaras, and I was going through them like, which ones have I been using the most lately? There's two that I've been alternating with, but there are some other ones that I've really been enjoying, so I had to mention them in this video. But the one that I've been using the most is the Tarte Big Ego Mascara. This is what the wand looks like. It kind of reminds me, like the shape of the wand kind of reminds me of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which I never thought anything would replace that mascara like as a favorite for me, but this one is just like, this one's absolutely perfect. I'm wearing it right now. It gives your lashes the perfect like lift and volume, just everything you want in a mascara. This is it. It's perfect. Another mascara that I like is the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. Yeah, Kush Mascara. The brush on this is totally different, but it also gives you, it just gives you more like a fluffy look on your lashes more than just like a straight volume. It's more like fluffy, but it's really beautiful as well. Also love, this is from the drugstore, the Milani Highly Rated. The brush is just like the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, but this one gives you a little bit more of like full lashes than the Milk Makeup one does, and it's cheaper. They kind of, now that I think about it, they do remind me of each other, but this is a wetter formula. So if you want a drier formula and you don't have a price preference, I would say go with Milk, but you have no preference, the Milani one is really, really great. I wasn't going to buy this, but it came in like a little sample thing from Ulta, and I fell in love with this mascara. I haven't used it in a little bit actually because I've been obsessing over Tarte over here, but the Milani Highly Rated Mascara is really great. And then these two, I pretty much use these two together, or I'll use one of them on my bottom lash line. So the Bad Gal Bang, which I never thought I'd be interested in this mascara because of the shape of the wand and the bristles. This one definitely gives you the length that you need on your eyes, and I like using this on my bottom lashes, which I really don't like putting mascara there because I hate when it accidentally smudges or something happens. But I like that it has a smaller little point on the top, so you can get into the corner without jabbing your eye out if you're like me. And yeah, and then I also love the Smashbox Superfan mascara, which I like the shape of this brush. It's very intriguing, and the same thing, it kind of gives you that really nice volume, but I really like using these together, like one coat of each on one eye and one coat of each on the other eye. Perfect combination. And these other ones are really great too. The lips, I'm going to make it fast because I have so many that I love and so many that I've been wearing. So starting with liquid lipsticks, I've been loving the Kylie Cosmetics Bare, I can do this, Kylie Cosmetics Bare liquid lipstick. It's a beautiful mauve shade. It looks a bit more like brownish pink in the tube, but it's a beautiful mauve shade. I love it. I love the formula of it, and it's very long lasting. And I've also been obsessed with the Persona Cosmetics lipsticks. I got this, it was a trio. I can't remember the red shade that it comes with. I tried it on once and I wasn't crazy how the red looked on me, but also I realized I needed to go pick up a lip liner to go with it. But the two shades I've been going back and forth between wearing is OG, which is this nude shade, and then Flamingo. Very vibrant pink, by the way, so if you're like wanting a very like toned down pink, you're not going to get this because it's very vibrant, but it's gorgeous. I love it. And then OG is just the nude that I've always wanted to come out but didn't exist until Persona Cosmetics made it. Very comfortable on the lips. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a liquid lipstick. It feels like you're wearing maybe just like a regular lipstick, and it doesn't dry my lips out, which is great. So I would recommend those. Also, I've been loving, for lip glosses, I've been loving the Dominique Cosmetics lip gloss, Lemonade lip gloss, and I think this is Pink Lemonade. The Fenty Beauty lip gloss and Fenty Glow. The NYX Cosmetics butter glosses and Fortune Cookie and Creme Brulee. These two I alternate putting in my purse because I love them both. Right now in my purse I have the Kapari Lip Glossy, and this is just like the clear shade. And then the Burt's Bees Lip Shine, which I have on my lips right now. This one smells like grapefruit. It smells really fantastic and it feels really good on my lips. For lipsticks, I've been wearing ColourPop Appy. It's hard to decide which ColourPop lipstick I like the most because I have 9 over there. And I also like MAC Velvet Teddy, which is such a good throwback, but it's such a good formula and shade. And I've been loving the Kylie lip liners in the shade Bear and Coconut. Coconut, as you can see, the smaller one, I've been using a lot more than Bear, but they're both beautiful, beautiful shades. Everything skincare related is pretty much the same thing as my skincare video that I have posted. That was the last video I did before this. But one thing I forgot to mention is the ABH Dewy Set. I literally almost halfway out of it. I use this every single time I do my makeup. It's the best. It really hydrates my skin and it holds everything in place. It's the best. But for my skincare, everything is the same basically. I just purchased another bottle of this. This is my second bottle of the Mario Badescu Glycolic Acid Toner. It's the best if you have dark spots on your skin, if you have acne, even if you don't really have acne. This helps. It's supposed to help with fine line and wrinkles. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but uneven skin tone, yeah, because there's certain parts of my skin that are a little bit darker and lighter, hence the dark spots. Absolutely love this. This is my second bottle. It took 6 months for me to actually get rid of one of these bottles, and this is big. This is 8 fluid ounces, so I would recommend this. I still love my Peter Thomas Roth Cucumber Detox eye patches. Still amazing. Still use these. It really hydrates and depuffs the under eye area. As far as my mask routine goes, I don't remember if I mentioned one of these before, but I'll get to that in a second. So one night a week, usually towards the end of the week, I will use the Boscia Luminizing Face Mask to help get a lot of crap out of my pores. Still love this. I had the full size. This is a mini size. I'm almost out of it. I've been loving this. I've been using that for over a year. I'm almost out of my second little mini guy of these. I have one coming in the mail. It's the Origins Original Skin Retexturizing Mask with Rose Clay. Absolutely love this. It has like these little granules in them, so that when you rinse it off your skin is smooth and the texture is back. It's like smooth. It's like a baby's bottom. It's the best. I've been using this for over a year as well. Probably, maybe almost 3 years on and off that I've been using this. This is only the second time I've been using the Clear Improvement Charcoal Mask from Origins. I like it and then I don't like it. Right now I'm liking it again. I started using this one again October-ish maybe. I like it. I bounce back and forth between this and the Boscia charcoal mask. This one I think I like a little bit better because I feel like it makes my skin smoother as well. But I've been using this since around October, and it doesn't look like I used a lot because you don't need to smother a lot on your skin. Keep on to masses. This one came in, I don't remember which month, whichever month BoxyCharm this came in, the LMS, I think maybe July. Superfood Vital Veggie Mask. Been using it since then. I use it every other week. It's you just put it on for 10 minutes and you rinse it off. Skin is healthy and smooth after. And then I think this is the last BoxyCharm that I got this in before I stopped subscribing, so October. I use this every other week when I'm not using this guy because this is a sleeping recovery mask. You just use a thin layer. It doesn't say anything about rinsing it off in the morning. It just says apply mask to clean, dry skin before bedtime. Do not rinse. Use nightly. It's the Dr. Brandt Hydrobiotic Recovery Sleeping Mask. So I just put a thin layer on. When I get up, I still rinse my face just in case, and my skin is so silky smooth for days. So that's another skincare product. And then of course, the Wonder Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. It's expensive. It's almost $50 for this. Yeah, it's like $49 or $48, something like that. You don't even get a full ounce in here. It's 0.84 fluid ounces. So I didn't actually repurchase this. This was my second one. But then I actually get a little kit for Christmas, and it has this, like a mini size of this in there. So once that is run out, I'll probably end up paying $50 for this because it makes my skin look so healthy and glowy and dewy, and I don't have to use as much moisturizer on top afterwards because it just sinks into the skin, and it's just magical. It's just magical, okay? Like, they make one also that doesn't have like illuminating like little glitters in them if you don't want like that much of a glow, or you don't want the little glitters that you can't really see anyways. But literally, this is probably my favorite skincare product out of all of the ones that I just mentioned, minus the toner. This and the toner are like tied with each other, but I just have to repurchase this in the future. I know it's expensive, but it holds a good place in my heart. Sorry this video is probably a million years old, but thank you so much for watching, and sorry my voice sounds raspy. I'm just getting over being sick, so I probably shouldn't have recorded right now, but if I didn't do it now, I probably would never have done it. I'm like the worst YouTuber ever, but thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays, and I'll talk to you guys soon.